Hey, what's up guys? UrAvgWarGamer is back with another video of World of Warships. And in this video, I'm going to be featuring Essex, which is a Tech Tree recently released aircraft carrier, and obviously it's an American one, and probably one of the strongest and also my favorite carrier in World of Warships. It is definitely something to watch, and I think this replay will give you a lot of valuable tips and tricks for this carrier, and I hope you like this gameplay. So if you are, by the way, new to this channel, definitely please like and share and maybe even subscribe. That would help me a lot as a content creator. And let's talk about the Essex real quick. Now Essex obviously having a bit different armament compared to other aircraft carriers, and that is they have tactical squadrons. You have HE rockets, which are tiny TIMs, and you also have these bombs. Now these bombs are kind of like 5,400 alpha damage. Like, they are not a whole lot in terms of damage, but you can see that you have 4 bombs in payload on a single aircraft, which means you can send 24 drops on a single target, and that could be pretty devastating against destroyers. And obviously, since they are tactical squadrons, they kind of work like consumable based sort of thing, which means that even if you lose these planes, you will get them back in maybe a couple of minutes later. As you can see here, the rockets have a preparation time of almost 2 minutes, as well as these bombs also have a preparation time of slightly more than that. But after this time, you will get these bombs again and rockets again, and you can just send these payloads on a target slowly but wisely. And here's the reason why you don't need to really fear, unlike Midway. Like, Midway is kind of a direct contender, and by the way, the Burgoyne has 32mm plating, hence all the bombs will pen. So yeah, that's pretty good. You can see here that these bombs have 42mm penetration, which is basically enough for heavy cruisers like Petropavlovsk, Napoli, as well as ships like, for example, the Wisconsin, typically battleships like Montana that have 38mm armor. So any ship that has at least less than 50mm armor most likely going to take massive damage from these bombs, which is pretty good. But these are the tactical squadrons, and I feel that they are pretty good. But the most powerful squadron out of all is, and that was what basically makes Essex really powerful, is Essex torpedo bombers. Now these torpedo bombers, I don't know why they haven't nerfed it yet. Let me show you the damage here. You can see here they have 6,433 alpha damage with 4 torpedoes drop on a single target, and you have 4 attack flights. Yeah, that shows a lot how much broken the strength of Essex can be on a single isolated target. I mean, if they have damage control, I fire from the rockets or bombs, man, you can just get so much dodge damage over time. And you can see here you also have heal, so I just easily able to get a lot of anti-air. I soaked up a lot of anti-air damage because of the heal, and I still have my planes intact. You can see here there's Bungo, Zhao, Des Moines, so a lot of ships out there, and I do not want to waste my strikes and lose a lot of planes here at that time, because well, that's a bit too much AA even for these torpedo bombers, which are definitely tankier, but still that's not a wise move. On the other hand, I don't think so you have seen that maybe, but my division mates are now gonna try to utilize the smokes that Essex have, which is pretty much absurd thing for a carrier. Like, you can actually smoke up your teammates on demand, and that's the thing that I kind of gets baffled all the time about this recent CV, like how powerful this really is. And at the same time, you can just smoke out your teammates. That is definitely pretty powerful. Now, I saw that the Zhao damage control, so maybe I might have a chance in getting a permanent fire on. And on the other hand, I also smoked up the Good and Loose, which can literally push into the smoke while sending the airstrikes, which is pretty absurd with the legendary mod. I mean, I haven't featured Good and Loose with legendary mod yet, but I will soon try to do that. But honestly, if you strike these bombs precisely on a cruiser like Des Moines, you will just literally obliterate the target, to be honest. In this case, they were missing the target, unfortunately, and hence the reason why Des Moines is surviving. But I'm here for them, and I can smoke them up again. And in this case, I'm gonna do the same thing smoking up good use because they will stay in smoke and undetected. Meanwhile, there is a Des Moines that does have hydro. But anyways, you can just use these bombs and you can do pretty decent damage. But sometimes the RNG does come into play, and as you can see here, only 5 bomb hits. It's not a whole lot. And sometimes you can get even 10 plus bomb hits, which can deal like a massive damage, like almost 15-16k damage on a cruiser. But again, RNG is there, and in this case it was really not that good. But that Des Moines out there is now playing hyper aggressive, which is a bit of a concern. That, I mean, usually what this Des Moines can do, or what usually I have seen in random metals, the players do that they might ram our teammates. Supposedly, most likely they will do that, and you know, they're just gonna get away with this scot-free. Like, this is how they typically do. And in this case, I was really much thinking that he will ram, but then suddenly he literally, just dodged. Like, literally just dodged the Goodalew, and he didn't ram, which is pretty absurd. Like, I was not expecting that at all. And the Des Moines died, while my Goodalew player survived, which is very nice to watch. On the other hand, there is a Burgon that is pushing, and once he realizes that I'm gonna send the torpedoes, he will just going to disengage and turn out. And meanwhile, on the other hand, Goodalew are pretty much easy to do a lot of damage to this Burgon. You can see here they're sending airstrikes, and he's taking massive damage. He has eaten some torpedo bombers, and he's also going to take some more damage from these torpedoes most likely. And I mean, even though there are only 2 of them, it's fine. I mean, he can take at least 1 torpedo, and that would still do something like 3,300 damage, so it's not bad. The damage output might not be that good, but that Burgon who was trying to pushing into Goodalew and Essex strikes, well, it definitely not gonna last for too long, which is pretty much obvious. And now, well, what's going to happen is that there is my division mate, Frostbite. He will somehow manage to push a bit aggressively, and I might not able to understand the situation, because I need these Goodalews for now. Like, these are the really important ships that can literally change the pace of the game, change the tide of the game. And well, I need them the most, and somehow I didn't manage to smoke him up. I should have done that. I was not realizing this situation, because if Frostbite did ask me to do that, I did not able to do that. Like, this was a bit of a mistake that will definitely going to cost us later, definitely. But anyways, in this case now, there's an Elbing that is in the B cap, and well, as you can see, he popped defensive air fire. And well, these bombs are actually very good against destroyers, to be honest. Like, I have posted multiple games about the Essex, and they can do pretty decent damage. Now in this case, again, RNG did come into effect and only taken 3 bombs, but usually you take massive damage from these bombs. These bombs can do like sometimes upwards of 8,000 to 9,000 damage as well, which could be devastating, to be honest. There's also one thing that I want to talk about, is that they have Midway player who was also playing really good, and I have realized this maybe just some time ago, that their Midway player is actually playing really well. He's doing the right things. He's doing exactly what the game requires at this point, and he's doing the good job. Now our Goodalew is playing aggressive, right? One of the Goodalew out there who is trying to go behind the island at B is trying to play aggressive, but problem is that there is Burgon, and the Elbing is constantly spotting him, and he's going to get overmatched. I now quickly go up to him and try to smoke him up, but now he does have 27,000 HP. The problem is that he will take massive damage from either of the ships out there. Like, maybe the Elbing is doing damage, Sherman is doing damage. So yeah, he's definitely in a bit of a trouble. You can see here, there is also a Bungo who shot the guns, so now he's down to 1,000 HP and he's dead. That is really unfortunate, because this is something that will cost us huge later on. This is something, a mistake of mine maybe, I should be realizing this situation a bit earlier, I would say. But, well, I think this happens sometimes. I mean, when you're playing in Division, sometimes it does tend to happen. Your timing might not just exactly go the way you wanted. Now, anyways, I'm just going to talk about these bombs hits on Thunder. You can see here, 32mm penetration armor. And you just did like 12,000 damage. And a fire as well. So this is really the power. Once you're talking about A6 bombs, okay? When RNG doesn't come into effect that much and there are a lot of bomb hits, you can do significant damage. Now in this game, I was focusing on helping my teammates and not doing that much damage because A6 can do literally tons of damage. Oh my goodness, you can see what happened to this Thunderer. He's taken like crazy damage from Good Liu. Like really, really high damage. And he got permanent 2 fires as well on top of himself. On the other hand, there is for Sherman that I've seen and realized that I maybe can able to take him down with these torpedo bombers. Now these torpedo bombers are definitely very powerful. Don't get me wrong, you can use them absolutely against killing destroyers. You can see here, he's gonna dodge these torpedo sets, obviously, because he's doing this pretty nicely and fine. But on the other hand, there's Conqueror, who's shooting the guns, which is nice, and he's smoking up right now, here. Well, that was not a good idea, because I exactly know his location, and these torpedo bombers are really nice. You can see here, the spread was pretty good, and I got 2 torpedo hits on the Sherman. Eventually kill him, which is very nice. After killing the Sherman, I know that we might have a chance, and at least there is one Good Liu, one of my division mate, which can help me win the game, most likely. But you will see that this game will go down to wire. And you can see also that the Kremlin taking a lot of beating from the Midway. Now, Kremlin unfortunately does not have a good AA, right? He does not really have good AA. I'm just gonna go and drop the Kremlin here, but he's just gonna get a single drop for sure, right? But on the other hand, I just maybe put the plane on Sherman, so I won't be able to do that, so unfortunately. And he will just keep striking him with his really not that impressive AA, because his AA get completely, you know, rolled over because of enemy itchy spam out there. So yeah, he's definitely not gonna have a good time. On the other hand, I was having a bad drop on San Vincent, and well, even though he dodged the torpedo, which does almost 30,000 damage of San Vincent once, that's still not gonna, you know, last him for long. You can see here, he's going to take this torpedo for sure. And that can do some decent damage. You can see here, 15,000 damage, even though he does have some really good armor. And he won't last for long, unfortunately. I will drop the bomb, and San Vincent does have 40mm armor deck. So yeah, at least got him for sure. But the game does not look good. They do have points. This is something that is gonna cost us long time. Like they do have caps. We have Conqueror, and they have Bungo and Vermont that we have to kill, right? And I know that I have to do something with the Bungo, since Bungo guns are very accurate. You can see here what happened to our Good Liu. He like taken massive damage. Unless he dodged those you know, strikes, Bungo will absolutely nail him down. So I know that I have to kill the Bungo. If I kill the Bungo, the Good Liu does have a chance. But meanwhile, there's CV also looking to go and drop the Good Liu, which now I have asked him to now turn out, because if he gets into the crossfire of Carrier and Bungo, he will definitely going to die. He will not gonna survive, and he exactly did that. And what I also did is that I will just put the plane, but he realizes the situation, and he just you know, turning out and dodging those you know, what do I call it, patrol fighters. And well, the torpedo drop is not the best, but still getting some damage is nice. And he damage control the flood, right? And he also damage control the fire. So I know that if I get a permanent fire flood, permanent flood here at least, I will kill him for sure. Or the Good Liu might kill him as well. So you can see here the Midway is going for him, and Good Liu got him, which is nice. So since he was running away, he's turning out. The Midway does not have a crossfire situation. He won't be able to do anything about it. I mean, Good Liu has pretty decent defensive AA fire, like he has decent AA, so he can be just fine. so it's not gonna be a big problem. On the other hand, I know he could defend himself. We still have points right now, and it is definitely possible we can win. Let's see what happens. Here the Vermont is definitely pushing in, trying to get into the B cap. The Conqueror is also pushing in to get the cap. And well, I have to kill this guy very quickly, if possible. I'm just gonna use all the strengths of the Essex and try to kill the Vermont. But it's not gonna be easy, right? The Vermont is pushing in to the B cap. I will come up with the bombs. Now, bombs are not really good against Vermont because of the 50mm attack armor of Vermont. So it's not gonna be easy thing to do. Now, on the other hand, I saw that the planes get spotted with my planes, and I have to defend the Conqueror, right? I have to defend the Conqueror. I put the plane. Now, this is exactly where the A6 planes really shine, right? I'm just gonna put the plane, and now he can't do much. If he comes into this zone, within just no time they will be tagged, right? So I'm just gonna wait. He is thinking that he can able to drop him in a weird way. He's just waiting for that time. But that's fine. I mean, the moment he comes in, he will be tagged. The planes will be tagged. I'm just waiting for this situation. Like you can see here now, he's coming to drop. Most likely coming to drop. He's expecting Conqueror to come out of this bubble, but that bubble is very powerful. I have put the, I have built the A6 in such a way that he will just going to the plane's going to get instantly tagged. Right now, you can see here. He exactly realizing that he can able to do it now. The planes tagged very quickly. The plane tagged really quickly, and you can see the fighters start to shoot down the planes, and you can see I shoot down 6 of the planes. So yeah, A6 fighter are definitely working really nice. And I'm smoking up myself because I don't want to just take a massive damage. On the other hand, I have done some really good damage to the Vermont. And also Conqueror isn't definitely not the best of the situation. He popped defensive fire, but that's okay. It really does not matter. I do still have torpedo bombers in loadout, so I just need to do some significant damage to the Vermont and kill him. Meanwhile, there's gonna be something that I was not going to be happy later on, but I will talk about it later. You can see here the Vermont. For some reason, he just want to, go and drive by the Conqueror. And he's done some really good damage to the Conqueror, right? You can see here he's done some damage, but Conqueror survives. And I'm just sending torpedoes upon torpedoes, right? And you can see here he's also on a flood and taking damage from the Goodinliu as well. My Goodinliu is surviving, which is pretty nice. And after killing the Vermont, it feels pretty nice, but the Conqueror, on the other hand, is subject to take damage from these HE bombs. Now, I have smoked him up. But I know that this is going to be a bit of a, 50-50 situation. If the bombs land, with the one single bomb land on Conqueror, and that got him a permanent fire, this will change the entire game. Otherwise, this is entirely possible we might win. I would have just protected the Conqueror and would have won the game. Now this fire will kill him, and that is unfortunate. RNG in this game can be so brutal. You can see here Midway with a one bomb hit on Conqueror get a permanent fire, and he had killed him. Now the points, as you can see above, it's a replay bug. They have points more than us. They have advantage more than us, so they're just doing pretty much the win thing right now. Goodinliu is almost dead as well, but I have no issues for that. I mean, Goodinliu can still survive. It's not that big of a problem. The problem is that the Midway has to be killed now if we win the game, because the caps won't help us. There is a Midway. He won't die. He has full HP right now, just like me, and well, it's carrier versus carrier literally, so it's not possible to win this unless we can kill him, right? You can see he's gonna turn out and dodge these torpedoes. So he's playing really well. I have to say, he's playing really well. And he had taken one torpedo, and that's the game. The game is over. I got 4 kills. Goodinliu did really good job. Honestly, he played really well. I tried to do the best as I can, but I think the mistakes that I did here did cost us the game. I mean, Could have done something better, maybe, but still, RNG and some decisions definitely changes the game the way you are seeing right now. So here, it was unfortunately a defeat. Not every game is winnable, but this one is very, very close, like really close. Okay, 4 kills, 28 torpedoes. You can see the torpedo. You will find out that the torpedo damage of the Essex is very impressive. So I got Confederate for sure. I got 4 kills. So I also shot down some planes. But that's basically about it. So in the team score, you can see here almost 1.4k base XP and 1.5k base XP from Goodenliu. Our Goodenliu, if he would have survived at least that long in this game, maybe would have been an easy win. Because Goodenlius are not easy to be, countered by CVs, right? It's definitely not easy. I mean, you will trade out a lot more planes losses to strike Goodenlius. But, and that's the reason why I was really sad about that time. But it's a game at the end. And you will lose eventually some games. You will win some games, okay? And you can see it was a defeat. And you will find out some good strengths and weaknesses of Essex. I mean, Essex strikes, torpedo strikes are really good at the late game, and it helps a lot in winning the games. Like in the late game, if you have full torpedo squad, you can absolutely obliterate isolated battleship, because at that time there are not going to be a lot of battleships, right? Left and right, centered. So you can just get a huge value from these torpedo bombers. You have seen what I did to Vermont. I killed him literally. If I show you the detail report, 80,000 damage to Vermont. Probably highest damage that I did is on Vermont at the late game. So I killed him. I helped the Conqueror, but well, it was a defeat at the end. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you like this Essex gameplay. And if you do have any comment, if you have anything to show, anything to talk about, please let me know in the comment section. And I will catch you guys into the next one. Peace out.